A woman jailed for self-induced abortion sues local DA. Per the Texas Tribune, when Lizelle Herrera, now Lizelle Gonzalez, was arrested and jailed for self-inducing an abortion, 2022, her name and mugshot were made worldwide news. 3 days later, the Starr County prosecutor, however, dropped the charges and was later disciplined for bringing them at all. Sounds like a stunt to me. But according to a new federal lawsuit filed last Thursday, the damage had been done. The suit states the humiliation of a highly publicized indictment and arrest has permanently affected her standing in the community. So now Gonzalez is suing Starr County DA Gocha Ramirez and Assistant DA Alexandria Lynn Barrera for in excess of $1 million for the deprivation of liberty, reputational harm, public humiliation, distress, pain, and suffering she experienced as a result of this prosecution. The Tribune reports prosecutors typically have wide-ranging immunity, but the lawsuit alleges Ramirez and Barrera waived that when they undertook the investigation of this case and misled the grand jury.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
This indictment in the alleged abortion happened before the overturn of Roe v. Wade and the state's near total ban on abortion. At that time, abortion in Texas was prohibited after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. Gonzalez was 19 weeks pregnant when she went to Starr County Memorial Hospital after allegedly taking an abortion-inducing drug. Texas Tribune with the details. But Texas law, then and now, does not allow murder charges to be brought against a pregnant person who undergoes an abortion. There was no grounds for Gonzalez to be indicted for terminating her own pregnancy, which Ramirez acknowledged after Gonzalez spent 2 nights in jail. Lawsuit says Gonzalez is bringing this suit to vindicate her constitutional rights and to hold accountable the government officials who violated them. The Tribune reports an investigation by the State Bar of Texas found Ramirez sought to pursue criminal homicide charges against an individual for acts clearly not criminal. Ramirez agreed to pay a $1,250 fine. His license will be held in probated suspension for 1 year. On Friday, Ramirez told the Associated Press he had not yet been served with the lawsuit and declined comment. I thought you liked to jump the gun, Ramirez. Why not just spout off and say something? April 2022, when Gonzalez was first arrested, and as the Tribune notes, few details were made public, but the new lawsuit has provided additional insight into the timeline of events. According to the lawsuit, Gonzalez first went to the Starr County emergency room in January 2022, 19 weeks pregnant, and had taken Cytotec, also known as misoprostol, to purportedly induce an abortion. She was still registering a fetal heart rate, so she was sent home. Next day, she returned to the hospital by ambulance, complaining of abdominal pain, vaginal bleeding. There was no fetal cardiac activity, and she was diagnosed with an incomplete spontaneous abortion before she delivered the stillborn child by C-section. At some point between those January visits and late March 2022, the lawsuit says employees of Starr County Memorial Hospital told the Starr County District Attorney's Office about Gonzalez's attempted abortion. Allegations were investigated directly by Ramirez's office, not the sheriff or the local police department, according to the filing. Barrera and Ramirez then took their findings to a grand jury. Lawsuit says they presented false information and recklessly misrepresented facts in order to pursue murder charges against plaintiff for acts clearly not criminal under the Texas Penal Code. Gonzalez was arrested for murder April 7, 2022, incarcerated at the Starr County Jail on a $500,000 bond. Her arrest made international news and mobilized activists across the country, led by organizers in the Rio Grande Valley. That lawsuit says she was taken to the hospital while incarcerated, although it does not say why. Gonzalez was released on bail organized by national advocacy groups. 3 days after she was arrested, Ramirez dropped the charges. In reviewing applicable Texas law, it is clear that Ms. Herrera cannot should not be prosecuted for the allegations against her, Ramirez said in a news release at the time. Now, this did little to quell the attention, though, on this case, the lawsuit says, because the charges stem from abortion, a hot button political agenda. The dismissal of the charges, it did not result in any less media attention, it says. Rather, the media attention was heightened after the dismissal due to the fact that the prosecution was frivolous. This is outrageous. And you don't have to pick a side in this whole abortion debate to know it's outrageous. They lied, fraudulent charges, frivolous. And I want to say, in all the stories I've covered, prosecutors have done this more than you think with this secret grand jury thing, okay? And then you just drop it. But you know what? She's not going to drop it, and hence the lawsuit. I have to say, Yasmin, this is a huge, mind-numbing, heartless, well, it's a cruel political stunt, as intended. They wanted the attention, and here was their prop. This woman desperate not to have a baby.
Yeah, so this is exactly what we said would happen as far as these self-induced abortions go, right? We told them that this would happen. We told them that women's lives would be endangered by banning abortion. And they either said, no, that won't happen, or they acknowledged that it might happen and they didn't care. These lawmakers, they take no responsibility for the laws that they make, and more accurately, they don't take responsibility for the agendas that they push, right? They're supposed to be the ones who think about all of the things, right? The possible complications with the laws, the repercussions of it, how these laws will actually affect the people most affected by the law. But they don't do that. These lawmakers and justice workers, they're just evangelists, really. Yeah. And they're mean, and they're entirely lacking in compassion, which to me makes them seem less than human. Yeah. That's how I feel about it.
I couldn't agree more. It's a story we're going to have to keep following. We'll gladly keep following. And I hope that this lawsuit, if these allegations are true, if she prevails in a big way, it's not going to help peel back clock of what happened to her. She can't go back in time. But I also think these two that were sworn to uphold the law and apparently decided to break it and just do their own thing, evangelist is a great word for it, I don't think they should be in that position. They've abused power, and we've seen too much of it.